Well, Australian security experts warn the strikes in Mumbai represent a frightening new phase in terrorism. Howard Gipps explains why.
There may be 2 or 3 different groups in this, maybe 5 or 6 small urban groups who network. That's largely the new face of terrorism.
This is certainly worrying. My take on this is we've got several groups joining together, being led by one, to coordinate this attack in Mumbai. It's very worrying times.
It's the same old story in some respects. Horror and death, mindlessly delivered by fanatics. But today's attacks seem quite different in other ways. According to former Australian spy Warren Reid, the biggest difference of all, who's involved.
One major organisation like al-qaeda can no longer run operations like this by itself. It's franchised its rights out to smaller groups who are often aggrieved over something and they lock into a coordinated pattern that seems to be exactly what's happened in Mumbai.
The coordinated attack like that, using several different groups on several different facilities, certainly leaves the police force scrambling to respond. I think it's a smart tactic.
Former SAS member Paul Jordan, he sees the new face of terrorism like a co-op. Though these separate groups often have different priorities, they're happy to join up because so many of today's targets are common to them all. That means wealthy Western visitors in locations that represent power and prestige.
This is the equivalent in many ways of firebombing or destroying part of the Opera House. The area where this has taken place is analogous to Circular Quay in Sydney.
In today's attack, at least one of the region's top counter-terrorist officers was killed. That had the hallmark of an inside tip-off.
We can't assume these terrorist organisations are stupid. They're quite smart, and their intelligence networks are quite... certainly have some reach. And I would expect that they knew that these guys were in that area when they coordinated these attacks.
Another difference noticeable today, their weapons of choice have downscaled. Hand grenades and AK-47s, not massive bombs.
People are dying in here, help us, help us. That's all you heard.
As in London and Spain. Or jumbo jets smashed into skyscrapers.
I don't think the sorts of groups involved in this would see any particular need to kill thousands of people. That's always good if you can do it. That's where the tragedy in New York came from, 9/11. But carnage on this scale, minuscule compared to 9/11, still makes the point.
The point? That they can strike anywhere, anytime, killing some, scaring everybody.
I'd be surprised if our own police and our own government agencies aren't taking a very close look at this and ensuring that we are prepared should something like this happen on our shores.
You never know where they're going to strike next.
So is Australia equipped to protect itself from this evil? Warren Reid believes we have major weaknesses. Most important, he says, our security services are led by bureaucrats, not experienced spies.
That is virtually a national crime and should be immediately addressed.
The scope of the Mumbai attack suggests terrorists are achieving a level of organisation and secrecy that will be difficult to combat, whatever the circumstances.
A series of coordinated gun attacks in several facilities in downtown Sydney would certainly stretch the best of the police forces.
If it can be that coordinated there, they could choose, for whatever reason, a country like Australia any time.